You ready?
Ready?
Great. Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to be joined by Emilia Doran ahead of the Truist Championship. There's truly no one better to talk to ahead of a tournament at her home course of Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. Amelia, thanks so much for coming on.
Of course, Taft. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited for the week.
It's going to be a fun one. First of all, I want to talk about Charlotte having this be your home community. What's it like having people around you that love golf so much and that are passionate to have a tournament like the Truist every year at Quail Hollow?
The community in Charlotte is amazing. I went out and walked the course on Tuesday, and there were a decent amount of people there for being so early in the week. Everyone here loves their golf. They're so proud of the North Carolina history between Quail Hollow, Pinehurst, Old Town, Old Chatham. There's just so many incredible golf courses here, and everyone's really proud of that. The players also expressed that as well. I was reading some of the transcripts and hearing them talk. They just speak about how the tournament treats them so well. There are great facilities. The course is a wonderful test, and they always mention how the fans show out. So I just feel really proud to be a Charlotte local and a Quail Hollow member to be able to say that I'm, so proud for the Truist to be there and that so many people love coming out to the event.
Well, prepare us for this golf course. You play it as much as anyone else, I'd imagine, at this point. What can we expect for spectators at the tournament and then also people watching at home?
It's such a hard golf course. I mean, I feel like I go anywhere else and I'm like, wow, I'm under par. And I'm just shooting like 76 every single time at Quail. The greens are very firm. I was watching the players putt and they're ramming putts by 6 to 7 feet on uphill putts. Now, granted, Tuesday, a lot of people's first practice round, you're like getting a feel for the first time. So it's definitely going to be difficult. There's going to be some rain coming in tomorrow that may soften up the greens. Every single player, though, has been talking about the firmness of the greens, making it key to be in the fairway. Even though the rough isn't thick, it's only about 2 inches. When you're coming out of the rough, it's just going to be impossible to stop it on the green. If depending on how much it does rain, it will lengthen the golf course even more. A course that plays over 7,500 yards, so being able to hit it in the short grass allows you to then hit it closer than field average. So definitely a second shot golf course and someone that has good lag putting. That's going to be the player that is going to come out on top.
Yeah, there might not be as many birdies out there you see at some
No.
other tournaments on the PGA Tour. Let's talk about the weather a little bit because you've been out on the golf course all week. You're also a Charlotte resident, so you've been a part of what they've said has been a drought the last couple months where the course has really firmed up. However, with rain in the forecast for Thursday, how's that going to affect the play, would you say?
Well, it should be very good for the greens. They've had to paint the greens a little bit. Visually, they don't look as good as they did last year. Last year, I was talking with Akshay Bhatia's swing coach, Chase Duncan, and he said the Quail greens were the best on tour. This year, Rory said they don't visually look great, but they still roll well. So that's very good to hear. There was some POA that grew kind of late the last couple weeks. But right now, it looks like from what I've been watching from some of the players that it's still rolling pretty well, even though it just looks a little bit off. So the rain will help just soften the greens a little bit. Maybe a 6 iron out of the rough is somewhat doable if you land on the very front of the green, but it's going to lengthen the golf course. So you think about big hitters, Rory McIlroy, who's won 4 times, Cameron Young, who's won 2 times this year, Chris Gotterup, someone who hasn't had a top 10 since Houston, but has so much length and can definitely take over this golf course. And that's really what's going to set apart some of these players, just how long can you hit it and can you capitalize with your length?
Surely, and that's why we've seen Rory McIlroy have so much success in the past. You mentioned Cam Young, a fellow Demon Deacon. Amelia, you were a national champion at Wake Forest. We can see that logo over your shoulder right now. There's been so many great storylines in the PGA Tour this year that you've been right there in the thick of it as a broadcaster for PGA Tour Radio and Golf Channel. What has been your favorite storyline so far in the 2026 season? And how are you excited to see it play out in this upcoming week at the Truist?
Well, selfishly, one of my favorite storylines has been Alex Fitzpatrick, and also just how much his brother Matt has spoken so fondly of just what he was able to do for his brother, just getting him onto the PGA Tour. It's why people watch the Zurich Classic because you want someone's dreams to come true in such a monumental way with a partner format. It is so unique. Matt was talking about it earlier today, actually, just saying how thinking about what he actually did and how good that bunker shot was, and then his brother could just walk up and tap in for his PGA Tour card. And the fact that not only did Alex's dreams come true, but then next week in Doral, he goes and shoots a top 10, which is just so impressive given how much your life's changed. So that's been one of my just favorite storylines. Alex Fitzpatrick, also a Demon Deacon. So we crossed paths for a couple of years. And then Cameron Young, the success he's had, it's been really cool to see him ever since the Ryder Cup. I mean, of course, winning the Wyndham Championship, which is his first win really, finally he got over the hurdle after seven runner-up finishes. But the Ryder Cup, being from New York, everyone was counting on him. And when the back was against the wall for Team USA, winning in singles against Justin Rose on 18, like he's just starting to make those big putts. And that's been really fun to see. Kind of that stoic, almost like Brooks Koepka, where they don't need to say a lot, but they show a lot with their game and makes it so fun to follow. And the fact that he's won in North Carolina already and hits it a long way, definitely a contender for this week is Cameron Young.
A lot of recent success and a lot to be proud of for the swinging Deacons. And you're a part of that because you're a success story in golf in your own right. Did I just make that up or is swinging Deacons a
Yes, it's a new mascot, like a new mascot, the Swingin' Deek, and they have it with the golf club. I think there was a photo of Chris Paul wearing the Swingin' Deek. That's
yeah.
probably where you saw it. And I think they want to do with kind of all their like racket sports, baseball, field hockey, which is just so cool. Wake is so creative. Their video team, creative team, they always do such a great job. And when I actually went up to campus a few days ago and I saw Coach Jerry Haas, and the first thing he said was, "Have you seen the Swinging Deek?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And he was like, "Let me get you some shirts." And so that was just so sweet. I love being so close to Wake, so I can always stay up to date with the new things they have going on.
That's great. Yeah, shout out to the Wake Forest creative team. They do a great job there. And we mentioned Cam Young, so you might have another opportunity to shout him out right here. But I want to know who is Emilia Duran's MVP of the 2026 season so far? Because to me, there's four guys that you could say, and all of them have had an incredible season already in their own right. You have Matt Fitzpatrick, who's won three of his last four events. You have Cameron Young, who's won the Players and just won wire to wire at the Cadillac Championship. Obviously, can't forget Scotty Scheffler, the world number one. He's had three straight runner-up finishes, which is mind-boggling. And then obviously Rory McIlroy, who defended his green jacket. Who is the Amelia Duran MVP of those guys? Or you could go a different direction.
It is such a hard question. I mean, I think the fact that Rory defended his title at the Masters just it elevates his story and relationship with Augusta National in a whole new way. I mean, 11 years trying to win the Masters, and then he wins, completes the Grand Slam, and does it the very next year. It just shows it just shows that that tournament was a battle within himself because that golf course, Augusta, sets up so well for him. I really, it's a very close call between Cameron Young and Matt Fitzpatrick because they're both playing really good golf kind of at the same time. Early on in the year, you could say Chris Gotterup winning twice early in the season. Even Colin Morikawa finally breaking through and winning at Pebble. You think about someone who's an MVP. It's really hard to give one answer, but right now it feels like Cameron Young is just stepping up to another level, especially winning wire to wire. But it's hard. Like Matt Fitzpatrick, I mean, he's playing really good golf. Everyone is just yeah, rising to the occasion at the right time, which makes me really excited to see how Rory, Cameron Young, Fitzpatrick play in this event all together on a long golf course and see how their games shape out.
It's going to be really great. I mean, this has been the most stacked signature event that we've had all year with almost every top 30 player in the world playing in it, other than Scotty Scheffler, obviously. It's really cool to see that all the players decided to come to Charlotte and play in this event. And I think it's a testament to not only the club of Quail Hollow, but also just the golf course and the community of Charlotte.
I couldn't agree more. And as a player, you you come back to a tournament or enjoy a tournament because of the golf course. One, it has to be in pristine condition, the facilities, but then also the logistics, how you're being treated, what's player dining, how easy is it to rent a house, how are the fans? All of those things are really important, and it just shows just from what the players have said that it's something that, players love to play on hard golf courses. That's one thing that has been really exciting to hear. That like I hope the rain doesn't take out the firmness of the greens too much, because that's really what tests your ball striking. That's what these guys have been talking about. It's going to be exciting to see just who comes to the top and if there's any surprises, because there's certainly, some dark horses you could talk about aside from like the Rory McIlroy. I think about a Kurt Kitayama who has had two top tens in the last couple events, hits it a long way and can post some really low numbers when it matters. I mean, he almost won the Genesis. He shot super low in the very last round. So he's someone I'm looking at. Akshay Bhatia, who won earlier at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, he hits it a long way. So there are definitely some guys that I'm excited to just peek at the leaderboard after Thursday.
Akshay Bhatia, not a Wake Forest Demon Deacon, but from Wake Forest,
Yes.
North Carolina. Common mistake. Wake Forest is in Winston-Salem. It used to be in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Really confusing. I only know that because my mom is from Wake Forest. But nonetheless, Akshay is a great name to watch out for. So we had the PGA Championship in Charlotte at Quail Hollow last year. We were together for that while you were on the call. You had that ESPN microphone in your hand. What can we expect to be different from this week, having it be a signature event and not necessarily a major? Just is the golf course going to play any differently based on how it's set up, or do you think the crowds will be any different?
The crowds I expect will be the same. The Charlotte community comes out for this event every year and it always looks good on TV, whether it's a major or a signature event or a regular PGA Tour event before signature events were established. The golf course is definitely going to play firmer. In the PGA Championship, it was played very soft and the rough was much longer. It was over double the length. So the rough isn't really going to be a problem when you miss the fairway. The challenge is going to be, okay, well, when you're in rough and you can't spin it at all, can you hold the green? And around the green, it is tight and grainy, so it puts a premium on your short game. So just the fact that it is going to play firmer as long as the rain doesn't come down too hard. But because we're in a drought, I don't really think it's going to change it a whole lot. That's really going to be the biggest difference.
Well, leave us with this, Amelia. This is a very special tournament to you, not only because you live in Charlotte, but because Quail Hollow is your home club. So over the next few days, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm excited just to walk next to the players and get to see them play the course from all the way back. I'm not used to those tee lines. I'm like, three tee boxes more forward, but it is such a privilege for me to be side by side next to the best players in the world and get to watch them swing the club, the amount of speed they generate, how they play the game, because they do not hit perfect shots every single time. They manage their game well, they have good body language, really awesome course management. And I just love to be up close and personal. That's always my favorite thing about an event, and just going to be even more special that it will be in Charlotte and will be some familiar faces that I'll get to wave at, which will be really fun, and just some things in the local community that I can go out to and support. Just so many things, but just watching the golf and being up close and personal is always something that I'll never take for granted, because the times I'm a spectator, I'm like, oh, I can't see anything. What is wrong with this? It's like I am not trained into how to figure out how to go forward and ahead. I'm like, I'm used to seeing every shot. So it's something that I love so much, and can't wait to do it tomorrow.
Well, enjoy every moment of it, and hopefully I'll see you there.
Yes, I hope so. I'm sure we'll run into each other. Thank you.
Sounds great, Amelia. Take care.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.